My name's Helena. I live in Dubbo, New South Wales. So my fitness journey in regards to my weight training began just over 2 years ago now. I started weight training as a way to be able to improve my martial arts, and then through the changes I was seeing in my body from that training, while I was getting really good athletic results, I was also seeing some aesthetic results, which sort of inspired me to then go and try my first bodybuilding competition last year, and I'm now preparing for my second one. So I started karate when I was 17 years old. My whole family does karate actually, so it's a family sport. My mum, my 3 brothers and my sister were all involved. Dad's the only one who doesn't play. So that's always been a really cool thing that my whole family was involved in. And so that now has been about 13 years, I think, that I was doing karate for. So I did my first bodybuilding competition with the WBFF in the bikini division last year in October. So that was a really interesting journey for me, going from being a brand new lifter to getting to the point where I was on stage. I spent a whole year basically learning how to lift and how to get ready for stage. And it was a very cool experience for me, just learning what you do and how that applies and what changes you can make by following a strategy, as I'd only ever really looked at weight training before as something to lift to get strong, and not really about how much change you can make by targeting small manipulations. With my body, but definitely symmetry within my back. So I actually have scoliosis, which I've had a spinal fusion for, but there's always been muscular imbalances, which I presumed were structural. But once I started weight training, I was actually able to balance a lot of those. I've also noticed a huge difference in my quad and glute gains, because that's definitely a target of the training when you're doing bikini. I think I'm fairly well balanced. I had strong legs initially from my karate training, but then I also had strong shoulders because with karate and some boxing that I was doing as well, I had a lot of strong push. I really had to train though to be able to get my pulling action and my back really engaged. So that was somewhere where I was weak initially. However, as that was a weakness to start with, that's now become one of my strengths, and like my pull-ups and my pulling motions are some of my strongest motions now. So I would probably say sumo deadlift is my favorite lift. And the reason for that is basically because deadlifts in general, I never thought I'd be able to do, purely because of my back surgery. So the back surgery that I had a vision that I would never be able to lift anything heavy, and how much sport I'd be able to do in general was something that was very unknown in my recovery. And so now, once I got to the point where I could lift my own body weight in a deadlift, was just a major moment for me. And now I can lift 1.5 times my body in a deadlift. So that gives me an opportunity to be able to inspire other people who've had a similar surgery or in a similar recovery, that there's hope that they can actually get strong. And in fact, that getting strong in that way helps your recovery as well, building really strong foundations around your spine and your core. So sumo deadlifts, just because it was a big wow for me that I could do it at all. And then I've gotten kind of strong at it, which is cool.